If you don't have a solid outline, it's not going to do you any good. Wow, this is way too. Apparently, my brain thinks elongated forms. That's got to say loads about me. I got to go see Freud or something. I don't know. Something goes on. But you get the idea, right? A positive and negative space shape, right? Now, if I want to be more detailed, I could probably block it in first and then give it a harsh outline. But what it's doing is, we're going to talk later on about composition and how to get better composition in our artwork. If you think about things purely as positive and negative space, remember that negative space doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just the background. They're kind of interchangeable. If you think about things as positive and negative space, you're able to have a better composition. Because if I have something dead center on my screen, it's going to look kind of boring. But if I have some kind of asymmetry going on, maybe I have another bottle over here, and maybe I've got like a cool thing down here. Well, now I've kind of got like a half and half between my positive and my negative space. Okay? So don't be afraid to keep that in the back burner. We're going to get back to that later on in our kind of talks about still life art. Another example of something I could show you is a thing called a blind contour, which I will do right now for you. How many of you guys, I know I had a couple of you do one before. How many of you have done a blind contour before? Handful of you? Okay, cool. I'm going to do one for you right now to show you how horrible they are. They're horrible. I'm not going to lie. I'll pick something that's kind of intriguing here. So I grabbed this bottle here. Notice that if you can see, there's kind of some cool ribbing right here on the side. It's got a little screw cap to it. It kind of goes in and out. It's kind of a neat looking bottle. Blind contours are awesome because what they do is they teach you as the artist to kind of trust your hand, right? Kind of trust yourself. A lot of times we tend to draw and we tend to kind of, second guess ourselves. You might get a line, instead of looking like that, nice and solid and bold, you get a line that kind of looks like scratchy like that, right? What your brain is basically saying to you, and again, a lot of you have told this before too, what your brain is basically saying every time you get a scratchy line like this is that you're not confident, right? Your brain is saying, okay, I've got to get from point A to point B, and instead of just connecting those two and trusting that my hand will go from point A to point B, instead I'm going, crap, right? So by not being confident, you're actually messing it up for yourself. You're much better off just going from point A to point B, drawing a line. If you mess up, who cares? Draw more lines, make it nice and sketchy. Sketchy is good, okay? But speaking of sketchy, something that can help us, like I said, is God help me, a blind contour drawing. So I'm going to do the best of my ability here. Please try not to laugh. And if you can't tell, I have I'm going to set this bottle up over on the side here. I'm going to do a blind contour. I have 3 picture screens around me here. I am not going to look at what I'm doing. I'm only going to look at the bottle. Oh, all right. Please don't laugh. All right, here we go. Now, what's tough about the blind contour is that you can pick up your pen. Eventually, we'll talk about a thing called a continual line drawing, where you cannot pick up your pen. All right, I said don't laugh. It's hard. You're going to have to do it later on, I promise. You're not going to like it either. All right. Hilarious. Thank you. I'm going to add a little bit of shading to it. I've noticed that I'm using the contour, I assume. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Alright, I'm not going to look quite yet. So, before I look, so again, just to remind you, this was the bottle that I was drawing. Okay, and oh, God. Oh, it does kind of look like, do you see the face? Yeah, it's the face of God. Oh. An angry face in there? Look at that. It's like a weird, portly fellow. I'm angry. He's got a beard. All right. So we're going to do that. Again, this is more or less for fun, but what it does develop, again, is the idea of having confidence in yourself. Who cares what it looks like? It is not about the finished product. It is about being able to trust your hand and build up that hand-eye coordination. You guys have all gone through and played lots of video games in your life, I'm sure. Let's use those abilities. Think about it this way. So I have a bouncy ball, right? I'll do this real quick. I have a bouncy ball. Tossing the ball in the air is pretty easy, right? This is not a challenge. ever since you guys were like 2, you were able to toss a ball in the air and catch it, right? So whenever you were kids, you went outside, you played catch with your dad, or I played catch with my mom because I was so lonely. Kidding, his dad wasn't around. So it's all right, it's no problem. Mom played catch. She taught the best of them. So whenever I went outside and played catch, right, you're playing and you have to learn. The first time somebody throws a ball to you and you're a little kid, you get hit in the face. I missed. You get hit in the face. It's really, really sad, right? It's very depressing. But over time, you learn to correct. Think about just the actual dynamics that are going inside of your brain, right? Whenever you bounce a ball and you go to catch it, right, your brain has to not only see the object, interpret what this is. Okay, is he going to attack me? No, right? It has to interpret what this is. It has to figure out where the parabola, that's the top of the arc, right? It has to figure out what that is, and has to anticipate, okay, it's here, it's going to fall at a certain rate, my hand should go there, it lands, right? That's something that we totally take for granted. All I'm doing is bouncing a ball, right? But your brain is doing about 50 different things at once, right? You've learned this skill, right? You guys will relearn and continue to learn how to be better artists because you're going to continue to practice it. That's how you got good at catching a ball. You're going to train your hand to do what your brain says. How many times have you had a great idea, but you haven't been able to put it to paper yet? That has all the time. That happens to me all the freaking time, right? You guys had a great project and it didn't work out so well, right? Because you weren't able to take what was in here and put it on there, right? But just like bouncing a ball, the more and more that you guys practice, the more and more you're able to take what you see here and put it there. And that's the goal. Make sense? Alright, so let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Yay, fun.
Fun.